All right, hey guys, OFD checking in here on a Sunday night. Tonight we're going to be taking a look at a little watch out of my collection. Really like this one. I got it last year doing some trading with a local friend, and I just wanted to dig it out tonight and kind of talk about it. Now, the brand is Ruhla, and I'm sure you guys are kind of like scratching your head like, Ruhla, I've never heard of that watch company, and maybe rightfully so. It's an older company, goes way back, and they haven't done a whole lot. I do believe they got relaunched in 2016, but it doesn't look like they've done a whole lot with the brand since that relaunch. But this company goes way back. As a matter of fact, the first mass-produced watches came from Ruhla. The first mass-produced wristwatches actually came from Ruhla. Originally, it was pocket watches, and they moved on to wristwatches. And actually, the first German watch in space was a Ruhla. So pretty cool history from the company. Back in 1892, this company actually employed 1,000 people at their watchmaking factory in Ruhla, Germany, and they were producing 4,000 watches a day in 1892. That's really crazy. In 1908, they started mass producing wristwatches, which basically they took, a lot of their pocket watches, put wire lugs on them, and we're able to sell them that way. But nevertheless, the first company to really mass produce and put wristwatches out there. Like I said, in 1978, Sigmund John Jahn, sorry for the butchering of that, but he was the first German astronaut to wear a Ruhla watch into outer space. So pretty cool history behind the company. Now, this, like I said, is a diver's style watch from either the 1970s or possibly the early 1980s. It has a unidirectional bezel here, as you guys can see, or bidirectional. I always say uni when I want to say that, but a bidirectional bezel here. No clicking. It's just a tension bezel on the watch. I'm not sure that this was ever designed to really be a, diver's watch per se, but it does say, on the back of it, it lets us know it's waterproof. And on the dial there, you can see just above 6 o'clock, it lets you know it has anti-magnetic characteristics, I should say. It has an acrylic crystal on the watch. This watch is in really nice shape for being a watch of that age. I wanted to show you guys the case finish on the watch. I think it's really neat. As you can see, this really rough brushing they do all the way around the top of the case. I would assume that's maybe to cut down on glare you would get off the watch if you looked at it and it was polished and shiny. It's just so different of a look. And this was pretty standard on their cases at the time. I've never actually seen one of these watches for sale on eBay with the diver style bezel. I've seen a lot of them with like a world timer bezel or a 24-hour scale bezel, almost like a GMT style watch. So very simple, clean layout in this watch. You guys can see the stick indices all the way around. You also get the Arabic numerals there on the inside. Clean Ruhla logo. Now, this was their most modern logo, I do believe, after the 1960s that they started using on their watches. The case size is really clean. It comes in just over 36 from side to side. I will get this on my 7-inch wrist, but 36 and a little bit, 42.5 lug to lug. It comes in at almost 15 millimeters of thickness. It is a chunky little watch. You know what? Let me measure that again. Maybe it was closer to 13.9, but I thought it was... Yeah, no, it's 13.7. Sorry about that, guys. I actually was thinking of another watch I just looked at, but look at that. Lug opening of 20 millimeters. And good, clean little size. Now, it didn't come on a factory strap. I have this on a Luff Elastico strap, RAF style strap, but really cool looking watch. Take a look at the case back. I think it's interesting because, guys, I've shown some Borealis watches here on the channel. Now, this watch is from way back in the day, but if you know the Borealis logo, it kind of reminds me of that just a little bit. So lets you know it's all stainless steel back at least. So there could be a base metal under here. It doesn't seem to be. There's no discoloring of the case, so I do believe the case is probably stainless steel itself also. But yeah, waterproof. And we'll go ahead and get the case tool out and pull the back off this watch so that we can check out the little movement. It is a hand winding movement in here, and from what I can tell, when I wind this watch up, I'm getting about 24 hours of power reserve out of that. So it's something you're probably going to want to check, especially as these things get older and the mainspring kind of wears down. You're going to want to keep winding them throughout the day. But let's go ahead and get the strap off and take a look at the little movement inside the Ruhla. All right, so there's a better view of that little case back with the strap actually off the watch. And let's go ahead and get this case back off and see what this little movement looks like. So now the case back was not on very tight. I actually, when I tried the tool on it just a minute ago before starting the video, I could almost undo this with my hand. So I guess I should have checked that, but I don't wear these watches in the water or anything like that. But I wanted to show you guys also, do you notice that this, like the Vostok, has the spinning ring around the outside? I just noticed that. That's pretty cool. That is a unique design. I thought that was like unique only to the Vostok. But, you know, it's interesting, at one point, the company, I think from 1947 to 1952, the Thiel factory where they were actually making these watches was under Soviet control. So maybe there was some kind of an influence with that Vostok style case back. And it's funny because I've had people comment that nobody ever did that. Only Vostok did that, and that's an odd thing, but they're wrong. Look at this. Ruhla was doing this back in the 70s and 80s also. So sorry about this taking forever, guys. I had no idea it was going to take me that much time. But you guys can see that separate ring there spinning. And I think I've probably got it, yeah, loose enough there. So there's the little movement inside of the watch. Set that down on the side. Wow, this is immaculate. This is like super, super clean. It looks like there's a plastic case holder in there, but a very simple little movement. And it looks to be ticking away good. God, I can't believe how absolutely spectacular clean this watch is inside. Now, I don't know if my friend had it serviced, but wow, that is super neat, super clean. So here's the, so it looks like we do have, this is going to be a part of the case holder here. I believe that's going to sit down there on top like that, most likely, to hold that movement in there. Yeah, that sits in there like that. This is the spanner kind of nut. This is the case back. This sets down over the top of it and screws down into the case. So interesting, unique design. I mean, not unique. Of course, we've seen this in the Vostok, but I didn't know anyone else was doing that. So let me get the watch thrown back together and I'll show this watch on my 7-inch wrist. So there is the little 36 millimeter Ruhla on my 7-inch wrist. Actually fits really well with this square style case here, guys. A company with quite a rich history. In the 1980s, this was actually the largest watch manufacturing company in the world. They had like 8,000 people working for them at the time. With the reunification of Germany in 1990, basically the company was dismantled and left in ruins. And so very interesting history, rich history behind this watch. And I just wanted to share it here on the OFD channel. So guys, no lume on this watch, so we're not going out with a lume shot. But if you're ever bumbling through a flea market or a thrift shop and you see a Ruhla watch, pick it up. It's got a cool, rich history, very fun, nice little watches to add to the collection. So, all right, guys, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up down there at the bottom. And if you've not subscribed to the OFD channel yet, please do. Please do. Thanks, guys.